back, friends. So today I wanted to read you guys one of my favorite stories from when I was a kid, and I don't think I've read to you yet during our online hack programming, so I'm going to do this today. So the book's called Little Miss Busy. Little Miss Busy. Okay. Little Miss Busy loved nothing more than to be hard at work, keeping herself busy as a bee. In fact, as busy as a hive of bees. Every day she would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. That is early. Then, Little Miss Busy would read a chapter from her favorite book. It was called Work is Good for You. And then she would get down to the housework. She would begin by tidying up and then sweeping and dusting and scrubbing and polishing until everything was spotless. She would clean her house from top to bottom and then from bottom to top just to make sure. She even dusted the bread and polished the butter. She wasn't happy until she was busy working. She also didn't rest all day long, not for a minute, not even for a second, from 3 o'clock in the morning until after midnight. That is something else. Wow. That was until last Monday. Little Miss Busy wasn't up at 3 o'clock. She wasn't up by 6 o'clock. She wasn't even out of bed by 9 o'clock. She was ill. Oh, calamity, she cried. I won't be able to do any work. She telephoned Dr. Make You Well. 5 minutes later, he was at her bedside. He asked her to put out her tongue. He examined her throat. He looked at her hands and feet, and then he said, "What you need is rest, a lot of rest," he said with a broad smile. I think Little Miss Busy might have overworked herself. A lot of rest, repeated Little Miss Busy to herself. Oh, calamity. There was a loud thump, which was the sound of Little Miss Busy falling over backwards onto the bed, luckily for her. So that's good she fell into the bed. On Tuesday, Mr. Strong called to see Little Miss Busy. He brought her 72 eggs. Go on, count them. Mr. Strong. There is nothing like eggs for giving you strength. That's true, because eggs have lots of protein. They're really good to eat, said Mr. Strong. By the 72nd egg, Little Miss Busy was feeling much better. That was until Mr. Strong said, "Now you must rest to get your strength up." Then there was a loud thump, which was the sound of Little Miss Busy falling over backwards onto her bed, luckily for her. On Wednesday, Mr. Greedy came to visit. He brought an enormous bowl of food. I always find that eating a big meal makes me feel better, said Mr. Greedy. Little Miss Busy ate the lot. She felt better than ever. That was until Mr. Greedy said, "Now you must rest to let your stomach settle." Then there was a loud thump. And you know what that was, don't you? That's right. Little Miss Busy had fallen over backwards. Looks like probably again onto her bed. On Thursday, Mr. Nonsense popped in to see Little Miss Busy. He brought her an umbrella. "Hello," he said. "I hope you're feeling well. You don't need a rest." Little Miss Busy jumped for joy right out of bed. "You need a holiday," finished Mr. Nonsense. Then there was a loud thump. "That's right. There, you look better already," said Mr. Nonsense and left. By the open window, Little Miss Busy picked herself up. A small smile formed on her face. Something Mr. Nonsense had said had actually made some sense. She had never thought of going on a holiday before. The more she thought about it, the happier she felt. She thought of all the fun things she could do. There was planning and organizing. There was all the shopping she would have to do. There was the packing, and she would have to learn the language and read lots of books about the places she was going to go. What a lot of work. Little Miss Busy smiled happily. The following Thursday, she was awake at 3 o'clock in the morning. Everything was ready. Little Miss Busy had had one of the busiest weeks of her life, which is saying something. She only has one thing left to do, and that was to learn how to twiddle her thumbs. So that's one of my favorite books as a child. Yeah, and this author actually has a lot of other books that are all very short, and the characters that come into the story, like Mr. Strong and so forth, they have their own stories. So if you like that, I'll post the author's name and description in the link below. I hope you guys have a great week, and share with me if you liked the story, and then maybe I can read you another one sometime soon. So bye! On the story, actually, one last thing. You might have noticed something on my foot. I tried to knock it in the video, but I just rewatched the video and you can clearly see what it was. So I did break my foot 2 weeks ago, actually at like 2 a.m. So kind of like Little Miss Busy. I was up for some apparent reason and ended up falling on my stairs and breaking my right foot. So I'm kind of limited with some of the activities I can do, but that's okay. I can read to you guys, and I'm sure I can figure out how to do some more craft and science and other activities. So yeah, just be careful and enjoy the rest of your week.